Yo, 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 what's up, everybody? This is your boy Isaac.
And this is your boy Bryce.
And we are brothers on tennis. And folks, we've got another fun-filled podcast for you. The clay has been outstanding thus far. People, it's good tennis. Bryce, hopefully you got a chance. I know you did because we've talked to watch some of this incredible tennis that we saw both on the ladies and the men's side, man. What were your thoughts on last week's tournaments?
I was happy with every single result. Brush the dirt off your shoulder. I mean, I'm telling you, clay court season is here and people are bringing out their clay court games. And man, let's just jump right on into it.
Yes, sir. Where do we want to start? You want to start with the ladies or the men, or because we had a couple?
Well, let's start with the ladies since they really, well, they had 1.5 tournaments last week.
Right, exactly.
I'm sorry, no disrespect.
But we did see another on that half. We did finally see a new, I shouldn't say finally, but we saw a new lady crowned WTA title. So that was nice.
Yeah, so Potapova, she finally got her like you said, I don't know why we're saying finally. She's not that old. But yeah, she played your girl, Cooter.
Yep, Cooter.
In the finals, and 3-1. You know,
right?
She thought Kudermetova looked hungry.
And Bryce, I have to tell you, bro, that result was very surprising to me because with Cooter, you know, she's been playing some good ball, and you know, right. She's taken out she's had some good scalps of late. I believe, didn't she take out Naomi at Indian Wells or Miami?
I can't remember.
Yeah, it was one of those two. So she's definitely had some really good results of late. So I actually had her, you know, as my pick going into that final. But yeah, Potapova was like, you know what? You're not about to stand in my way in this first title, sis. You need to get out the way. And I thought that was a great showing on her part. You know, we came to know Potapova, at least I did, back a couple of years back when she and Coco Gauff played at the U.S. Open on the Armstrong court, the new Armstrong court.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so you know, and she you know, she had a respectful showing there, and so we knew she was a very good player. So it was only a matter of time before she got the WTA title, and apparently this week was her week.
And you know, double shout out to her because she came through qualifying.
Right.
So, you know, you always give, you know, a little extra cherry on top when someone has come through qualifying and then they run the tables in the main draw.
Right. Impressive. Absolutely. So hopefully that's a nice jumping off point for her to get her ranking up and actually continue to do some big things on the WTA side.
Right. So there you go for a nice WTA 250 tournament. Now, for the 500 level tournament, the Porsche Tennis Grand Prix, this was the tournament we really had our eyes on. And, you know, you had your big folks in here, right? You had your Swiateks and Bruthas and Jabirs and Sabalenkas and Kontaveits and Sacharis. But I think we even mentioned in last week's show, all things being equal, it's Swiatek time right now.
Yes. Yeah. It's her world, and we are all just living in it right now. I mean, Iga is like, I am on this streak, and it's going to take something really, really special to get me off of it. And that's what I'm saying.
Well, and you know, I got a little nervous for her there in the semifinals when she was playing Samsonite.
Yeah.
I mean, what's her name? Samsonova? Yeah. When she was playing Samsonova, it took her to 7-5 in the third. You know,
yeah. I was impressed. I was actually very impressed with her. She she's actually someone that's been getting some strong results of late as well. She came on real strong the end of last season, and her results seem to be continuing into 2022. So yeah, Samsonova, we'll give her some love. She's trying to show out a little bit.
She is, but Swiatek came through like a number one player does, and and apparently Sabalenka looked hungry. When they got up in that final, she had taken her to the bakery and had 2 fresh whole biscuits sitting there waiting for her. Fresh. And it just 2-2 in the final. That's 4 tournaments in a row.
Yes. Yeah, it's so commendable, Bryce. I mean, Swiatek is just really showing out. She is playing some incredible ball, and like I said, it's going to take something real special to get her off of this streak. I'm not sure who's going to be able to do it, to be honest with you. But Big Sab, she had a good tournament. I was really happy for her. To get through the draw as she did. I mean, she had to deal with Andreescu, deal with Kontaveit, her junior, if you will, because Dimitrov was trying to shape Kontaveit into a Sabalenka, and she was like, wait a minute, sis, I am the original, so don't get that twisted. Had to give her a breadstick in that third set, and then she got up on Paula Badosa. That was a really, really good match, though. I thought that was a really hotly contested match. So just good matches all in all at that Porsche. I was really impressed with that tournament.
Right. So for those people that have been out there saying, oh, the women's tour doesn't have anybody that's real dominant, just like anybody can win on any given week. Not no more.
Not no more.
They can win this. Swiatek ain't playing that week.
Exactly. But, man, yeah, she ain't playing, Bryce. But the one thing I have to say, and we're gonna have to talk about this on our IG Live, because it's something that I really wish her camp would kind of talk with her about, because it's a little bit, I guess, I shouldn't say annoying, but it's just something that for me, I'm just like, come on now. At the end of her matches, why does she feel like she got to put that watch on?
True, because she's being endorsed by it.
I mean, but wave to the crowd and then go put your watch on. I be sitting there like, okay, the crowd's clapping and they just waiting. She's just like, I'm about to go get my watch real quick.
She's like, I am not about to miss this bag because I'm over here messing around with y'all.
Horrible.
Let me go do what I said I was going to do on that paper I signed.
Yeah, I mean, I understand the bags. I just kind of wish she could hold off until she waved at the crowd, then go and get her little thing. But regardless of that, everything else from her has been absolute perfection in my eyes.
Right. All right, so shout out to her. Now, before we get off of this tournament, we do want to take a quick peek at the doubles.
That's right.
Because we had in the finals, we had Coco Gauff with who? Oh, I just closed my spreadsheet.
It was Zhang Shui. It's okay.
Yeah. They were the top seeds.
Yeah.
And, I thought that they were gonna maybe pull it out, but who was it? Krajicek
and Demi Scherz. They was like, They were like, we are going to keep you titleless, Coco. I don't know why it's Coco is finding it so hard to get these titles in doubles.
Right. But do you know what? But even making it to the finals, she's keeping herself up there with that doubles ranking.
That's true. That is very true. Yeah. And the more time on the court, the better. Hopefully it will continue to kind of bleed over into her singles. So that she can really start making some good headway there, because she definitely got stolen on this past week.
Oh, Casakina was like, you know what? How do you them stay in school specials? You
see, right?
I'm not going to say I'm getting concerned about Coco because she is so young, but she has definitely plateaued a little bit.
Yep,
and I think, I think we all kind of agree, we have a concern with that forehand, but I just don't want it to get mental on her.
Right. I agree with you, Bryce, 100%. Yeah, she just, she just needs to keep the fight up, but definitely do not let it get mental. That would be the worst thing to happen.
Absolutely. But good result, making it to the finals. But anyway, just wanted to give a quick shout out to that doubles result. Okay, let's get to the men. And okay, let's start with Barcelona.
Okay.
So this was the 500 one, and this is the one that was very interesting going in because you had a couple of storylines here, right? You had number one, people wanted to see how Alcaraz was going to rebound from that loss the week before.
Right.
So you had that going on. Tsitsipas, people were starting to say, maybe outside of Rafa, he's the best clay court player out there.
Right.
Dimitrov, looked like he was trying to do a little something, again. You had Casper Ruud here, who is kind of like the prince of clay right now.
Right.
And then a couple of other interesting people sprinkled in there. So we ended up getting a final. Well, no, let's not do that. Let's go back to the quarterfinals.
Okay, sounds good.
Isaac, where we had Alcaraz playing Tsitsipas, and I think this was the matchup everybody wanted to see.
Yes.
Alcaraz done skull drug him twice already in their career, so he was up 2-0 in the matchup, but this was the first matchup on clay. What did you think about that match, Isaac?
Oh, that match was fire. That match was drama. That match was some of everything. And I cannot wait to get on our IG after party and talk with some of our folk because there was a lot going on in that final. Because in truth, he really should have skull drug Tsitsipas once again. It should have been over in 2 sets because he was up, I think, 2 breaks or something like that in the second set. And let's not forget at the end of the first set when Tsitsipas slapped that ball at him, trying to hit him up in the chest, because that was spicy, Bryce. That was spicy.
Yes.
Because he was like, I'm going to try and hit you. And he didn't even look at him, give any apology. That was like that Kyrgios Nadal hit him in the chest. Yeah, I meant to do it, and I wish I had hit him harder type of. And then Alcaraz gave him that stare down like, wait a minute. Did you just, what? Wait a minute. And man, I was like, okay, it's getting spicy. I like it.
Well,
and go ahead, bro.
No, I was going to say, I was interested in the handshake after that.
Right. But you know what? And that to me is, once again, it's showing why Alcaraz is so beloved and so loved at so early, is because even with that, he still showed an immense amount of professionalism, gave him dap up and was like, good match. Didn't have any drama. Again, for him to be as young as he is, I tell you what, they got him right.
They do. You are absolutely right about that. And I know we're going to talk about, he did win the tournament, and we're going to talk about those final results in a minute. But one of the things that I had been reading on social media was that people were like, people are overhyping Alcaraz and that. Wait a minute. This dude has won 2 500 level tournaments and a 1,000.
Yep.
He is not overhyped at all. And is not in the top 10?
Correct.
No, he's not overhyped at all.
And number 2 in the race.
And number 2 in the race.
Only second to Rafa. Let's be clear.
So, yes, he is what he is. Get used to
it. Exactly, bro. Get used to it, because he ain't going nowhere.
Right. So let's stay in the quarterfinals for a second.
Yeah.
And, we always like to talk about FAA's matches. And so, he had the matchup with Schwartzman.
Yes.
And kind of what were your thoughts on that one?
Of course, they were doing double duty on that day. And Schwartzman is always someone tough to play on clay. So the fact that he had to play Tiafoe the round before, even though it was straight sets, I still felt like going into that match, I had actually put my coins on Diego, because Diego, like I said, he is rough. He's a rough dirt baller.
Yes, he is.
And if you ain't 100% right, he'll get you. Hell, he got Rafa. So if he can get Rafa, he can get anybody. And right. I just felt in my eyes, I was like, yeah, Felix, I don't know that he's going to come out of this one. And sure enough, he gave it a good fight. It went 3 sets. But yeah, I actually, coin-wise, I have my coins on Diego. What about you on that one, bro?
Yeah, I do think Diego is the more experienced player on clay. I know FAA got up on him on the hard court, and that makes sense. But no, I totally agree with you. I think Diego pulling that out was the way that was going to go. Now, were you surprised, in that same half of the draw in the quarterfinals that PCB took out Rude?
Absolutely. That was yet another match where, Rude actually had the lead and should have won in straight sets. But PCB hung in there and scraped and fought and got through that second set in that tiebreaker. And once that happened, it was like he gained confidence and he was just like, okay, this is my match to take now. Casper really should have won that match in straight sets.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think that match is going to be a learning lessons match.
Yes. Agree.
Could help him at the French.
I absolutely agree. I don't think it was bad. I think sometimes you have to go through and take losses like that to gain some better perspective. And I really still think that Casper is on his growth spurt as it relates to, just being a true champion on the clay. So to me, I think it'll just benefit him.
Okay. And then, of course, the last quarterfinal we had was de Minaur against Norrie.
Yeah.
And I kind of thought de Minaur was going to win just because of his level of comfort on the clay.
Right.
But ended that match nicely with a breadstick in the third set over Mr. Cam Norrie.
Absolutely. A lot of people don't know this, but de Minaur, even though he's Australian, he practiced at a Spanish, under Spanish coaches in Spain. He speaks fluent Spanish. He is a dirt baller, folks. So, yeah, he's got a very, very high IQ on the clay.
He does. So,
as can be shown in that semifinal.
Well, I was going to say, let's take it to the semis and talk to us about that matchup with Alcaraz.
I tell you what, bro, I was so very impressed with de Minaur. I really was. I felt like he's kind of got that game that can mess with an Alcaraz from time to time because he's got speed similar to Alcaraz. He doesn't have the same amount of power, but he can definitely redirect that power in a very nice way. So I think going forward, that's kind of the type of competitor that I feel like is going to be a little bit dangerous for Alcaraz if he's not 100% on. Because again, de Minaur can withstand the power and he's quick enough to get to the shots and he anticipates well. And he actually takes the ball pretty early on clay as well. So I was impressed with that matchup, bro. 3 sets, 3 tight sets. It was great. What were your thoughts on that match?
Well, and didn't de Minaur have some match points?
I believe so. Yes.
So, I give, once again, a little cherry on top to Alcaraz because he went in the same day because they had to double up.
That's right.
That day. He goes from saving match points to winning the tournament.
Yeah. It's amazing. I mean, the kid, and apparently he really did learn from the match points because, he worked it out the rest of the tournament.
Well, I tell you what, in the finals against PCB, because PCB took out Schwartzman as, expected in the semifinals.
Right.
I didn't know until I heard the commentators say that Alcaraz and PCB had trained at the same place with Juan Carlos Ferrero.
Right. I didn't recognize that either. I was like, wow, okay.
And I truly believe that helped Alcaraz. Because
for sure.
This was somebody he was familiar with. Where, when you're a young guy and a lot of players that you play, you're playing them for the first time. shoot, he was like, "Oh, I know your game.
I like your game.
I like your game. Matter of fact, you look hungry."
Exactly. So I'm gonna go ahead and give you this Hope biscuit and sit with you while they present the championship to me. Let me get a nibble.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh man.
But once again, Isaac, just for our listeners, let them know. Say it again for the people in the back.
Right.
What Carlos Alcaraz is doing is outstanding.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this folks, this is Rafael Nadal, Novak Djokovic, even Roger Federer-ish type of performance at his age. I mean, this kid is going out there and he has no fear. He is, he relishes the fight. He relishes the battle, whereas some folks will get nervous and will kind of back up. He's like, no, I'm stepping forward. I want this. This is what I like. And it's impressive, Bryce. Like I said, I again, I haven't seen, and I know everybody's like, well, whoa, you're putting him in the big three arena. I can't help but, because I'm seeing a lot of the similarities.
Right. And what player was it? And because we totally agree with that player, whichever player that said, he really has no weaknesses.
Right.
Other than experience.
Exactly. And he's gaining that by leaps and bounds.
Exactly. So he jumped, earlier this year, or maybe at the end of last year, all the way off of my JV squad to the varsity squad.
Yes.
And I am just so impressed with this guy. And you cannot compare him to the Raducanus or some of these other players who have had, some just kind of out of the box success. This is, how many other players on the men's tour have 2 500 and an 1,000 level trophy this year?
And they're not even 20.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, still a teenager. It's yeah. Again, folks, not trying to overhype him. He's earned it. You got the whole, thing with Swiatek happening on the ladies' side, but in truth, I appreciate Swiatek, and I think she is a great lady, great champion. I feel like she's going to do some dominating, but I don't think it's going to be to the level of what Alcaraz is bringing. I actually see him being a future number one and definitely getting in double digits as it relates to Grand Slams. I'm just putting it out there.
Wow, that's a big one. Okay, you definitely stepped out there on that one. I can't say that I disagree, especially when some of as the big three moves on.
Right.
But I tell you what, if Swiatek can keep this fire burning, I just don't want to see Venus or Serena have to play her. That's all.
I agree. I don't want that either, bro.
Yeah. Swiatek may come out there and be like, look, we're not going to be out here real long.
We're not, because you remember how hyped Naomi was when she played Serena. Boy, oh boy. Yeah, Swiatek would be like, yes, it's time.
Okay, so we're going to keep it moving. Oh, well, before we get out of Barcelona,
let's
quick peek at the doubles. I was so excited to see Kravitz and Mies win. For those of you that follow doubles, what was it, Isaac? About a year and a half ago, Mies got hurt, or he had to have surgery or something. He had to come off of the tour, and so Kravitz was playing with like other people. And so they just got back together maybe about a month and a half ago, and they've been having some decent results. But they got their first title back again, and they beat Kulhoff and Skupski, which is a quality team.
Oh yeah. I was pretty happy with that finals, regardless, because I do like Kulhoff and Skupski as well. But I'm so happy that they went ahead and got that victory. That was awesome.
Right. Very excited for them. So shout out to you, Kevin and Andres, I think.
I believe so. Yes.
Shout out to y'all.
Shout out.
I've always kind of liked them. They just seem like they're really nice guys. All right, Isaac. Now,
I was praying for you, Bryce, because I was like, ooh, Bryce, ooh, I know I want him to be able to just be up on his perch talking about, see y'all, I told you. And I was like, ooh, he's about to do it. And then yeah.
but you know what, Isaac? I want to start the match before that.
Okay.
Because
Okay.
I didn't even think he was going to get the Kecmanovic. I thought Novak was going to go out to Jerry.
He should have. Jerry choked. That's one of those countrymen things that happened because he was owning up on Novak, and I felt like he was playing some really great tennis, but when it came to those really critical points, like literally just get it over the net and you would have won the major point, and he hitting it in the net, and I'm just sitting there like, Jerry, what you doing? Come on, man.
Right.
Talk to me, bruh. Talk to me.
Yeah, I mean that's what I thought. I was like, okay, the L streak for Novaks is going to continue. And,
Yes.
and I was like, exactly the way you described it. There were certain shots I looked at Jerry and I was like, dude, I could have made that.
Thank you. Yes.
So I do agree with you. I do think that whole countryman thing, it always plays a bit of a factor in these type of matchups.
Yeah.
But Djokovic got through it. So I was like, I was honestly, Isaac, I was really feeling good about Kecmanovic at this point. I'm thinking if he just barely got by Jerry, Kecmanovic is gonna put them things on him.
Right.
and when he took that first set, I said, okay, here we go.
Yep. And he was pretty dominant in that first set too. He looked good.
He looked really good, but once again, I think it's like you said. I think the whole countryman thing kicked in,
right?
And Djokovic came back and he won that one.
What I will say though, Bryce, is I feel like Djokovic actually brought his level up.
He
against Kecmanovic, whereas against Jerry just collapsed. I just feel like he just collapsed. But Kecmanovic, I felt like Novak was like, okay, hold up. Now I done went through this last round. Let me go ahead and find this other gear and let me jump up into it. So I actually feel like Novak played better against Kech.
Well, if you want to talk about finding another gear, let's take it to the next round.
Woo!
When he played your boy, Khachanov. Khachanov won the first set 6-4, but then apparently he must have looked real hungry because Djokovic was like, "There's a bakery down the street. They got a bread stick and a whole biscuit that's waiting just for you."
Just for you. He's like, I got to drop off. Beep beep. I got to drop off. Man, he was like, fool, ain't nobody scared of you. I was like, yep. So no, that one I was like, yeah, that one didn't surprise me. So, he was like, you are not the Russian that I need to be scared of.
No, not at all.
No.
So I want to ask your opinion about two other things before we get to Mr. Rublev. I'm doing my dance over here while I'm saying his name.
Right on.
So my first question for you, Isaac, is I've been trying to let it slide, but what's going on with our guy Karatsev?
You see, you and me both. I don't know. I as fast as he came on the scene and showed out, it seems like he's just as fast falling off the scene, and it's like his motivation is not there. I don't know what's wrong with the boy. And like I said, I thought last year was about him kind of doing the whole holdout to get him a nice sponsorship, a nice clothing deal. But then he got with the crossbones. I was like, friend, you could have got that early last year. You didn't have to wait a whole year to get that one. So I mean, I'm sorry, I don't mean to bag, but still, you see a lot of folk with skull and crossbones emerge. So I honestly, I don't know what's going on with him, bruh. I just don't know if he's just not motivated. Maybe he needed to get invited back to the ATP Cup, and when Safulin got that spot, he just, I don't know, he just lost his mind. I don't know what's going on with him, but I just know he is not playing the kind of ball that he played when he burst on the scene a couple years back. What's your take?
I don't know. I didn't know if the sponsorship logo was too heavy on his chest or whatever, because maybe you need to go back to that off the rack stuff.
Right?
Yeah, it's just, because I was going to let him slide with a couple of losses, be like, okay, you still kind of leveling out, your ranking is still good, no biggie. And look, he's already won a title this year. So, I mean, it's like, okay.
Right.
But against just Ote?
Right.
I mean, granted, it was 3 sets, but the last 2 sets were 1 and 3.
I know. Yeah, that was a spank up.
And this was the tournament that he spanked up on Djokovic last year.
Exactly. So all right. I don't know what's wrong with our boy, but we just gonna keep him in prayer.
Keep him in prayer. We will. Prayer changes things.
That's right.
So we will. Okay, so that's one. The second one is, now I don't know if you've been paying attention, but since Finn has left Taro Daniel, now we love Finn, and Finn is our guy and one of the great coaches we've seen recently, but I don't know if there's too much pressure for Taro Daniel being with him or something, because he done loosened his shoulders up now and he's getting a few wins.
Speak on it, Bryce. I mean, I have been shocked because you are seeing Taro Daniel's name more and more. He done beat up on Andy Murray. He done beat up. He has gotten some good quality wins in 2022. It's been pretty impressive. So, like you, I don't know. Maybe just being the bearer of that Sven Gronefield moniker was just a little too much for him to handle, but yeah, he's spreading his wings now. He's getting some good results. I have to say, it's actually pretty impressive.
Yeah. So I wish him well. I like him. He seems to be a really nice guy. Yes. Rublev didn't care about him being nice, but Rublev came through him in the quarters, Fonini, and with the 2 Ho biscuits in the semis. Right. And so I was like, Rublev, you've got to save us in the finals. Gotta save us in the finals. Isaac, speak on it.
He did just that, folks. He did just that. Rublev got up in there and was just like, hey, I'm in this final. I realized my other counterpart, didn't get it done. And quite honestly, you're just coming back. I ain't scared of you. I got my game right, and I'm gonna play you hard. And he did. He played him hard. The first set, I was once again though a little bit nervous for him because again, Djokovic kind of was like, okay, let me find that next level, because again, he is a Grand Slam champion. He's one of the big 3, so they got it. Right. He found that level in that second set and pulled it out. And I was like, oh snap, here we go. But then Rublev was like, you know what? You look gassed. He said, your fitness ain't right. See, you should have got that. No, let me not say that.
Well, you know what I thought about Isaac? I was like, okay, so he dropped him off at the bakery in that first set with that Ho biscuit, right? And then Djokovic ran out the back door, right?
Right.
And Rublev had to go around, catch him in the back, and be like, no, let's go back to the bakery. You ate the whole biscuit, but you didn't eat this bagel that was over here.
You didn't eat this bagel. Don't have me buying things for you and you ain't gonna eat them. What's wrong with you? Wasting my money.
You know what? Djokovic, although he looked like he was cool and all that, you can't never feel good about taking a bagel.
No, you can't. There is no way. No. Especially in the final at your tournament that's in your backyard.
Right.
Yeah.
Did he let the kids come this year?
I did not see the kids this year, no. He knew better. He was like, we will not be repeating that. I do not need the kids at home talking about, Daddy, why didn't you win our backyard tournament? Why you let Karasev skull drag you last year? He knew better. He knew.
Oh, that is hilarious. So,
oh, Bryce.
Shout out to Rublev though for snagging that 250.
That's right. Go and get it. Go and get it.
You got to rack up as many titles as you can since you can't play the grass court season. But we don't talk about that in our after show.
Yes, y'all. We got spiciness going on in the after party.
Boy, y'all better catch us on Instagram Live or at least catch the recorded version of it.
That's right.
That nice tonight. But as we've been doing, let's take a quick peek at the doubles because somebody else who had kind of cooled their heels a little bit, team Mektic and Pavic. I mean, they couldn't find enough people to beat last year. And,
right.
They've been kind of just okay. And so
barely okay.
Right. So they were in the finals against, it was an unseeded team, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Sure enough. Escobar and Bihar.
Right. So I'm thinking, okay, they're going to go ahead and get this one and be good, but guess not.
Yeah, unfortunately, they did not get it done. I don't know if it's just them having fallen out of rhythm of winning, because just as you can fall into, a rhythm of winning like Swiatek, you can fall out of it as well. And apparently they have. So at least they did get 3 good wins, or at least 2. I'm sorry, 2 good wins this week. No, they got 3. I'm sorry. Yeah, they got 3. So, and they're entered in next week's tournament. So hopefully this is, they're gaining a little bit of momentum and they're getting their mojo back. But man, they've been looking bad 2022, bro.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, they let Nick and Special K get all up in their mental and they ain't been able to rebound.
Look, I tell you what, but like I said from the beginning, all in all, on all of these results this week, I was happy.
I agree. Same here. I thought it was great tennis, great results. Like I said, the tours are popping, man. I don't see how you could not love and enjoy the game of tennis right now. There's just so much. There's so many dynamics, so many storylines. It's in my eyes, it's pretty incredible. So I'm loving it.
Gotcha. So let's do this, Isaac. Let's take a few minutes and talk about the tournaments that are happening this week. Now, we don't have really a true women's tournament happening this week, but we have 2 men's.
Yes.
And we have, they're both 250s. We have the BMW Open in Munich, Germany. And then we also have the Millennium Estoril Open in Portugal, which is also 250. So let's start in Portugal. And Isaac, here in terms of seeds, you have the top seed is FAA, and then you have Schwartzman, Cilic, Davidovich, Fokina, Tiafoe, Ramos Vinolas, Tommy Paul, and Sebastian Korda.
Yeah, got a lot of Americans up in that draw.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, it can go a whole bunch of different ways. I definitely would want to see that FAA Korda matchup. Although you never know, depending on how Dominique Thiem comes out the block, he might, find his rhythm and still up on folks. But I feel like Korda will probably get through and get to Felix. And at that point, it'd be interesting to see what happens. Davidovich Fokina, of course, is on a pretty big high. I would love to see him and Big Foe go at it. I think that Fokina would definitely have an edge on clay, in my opinion, but you can never count out Tiafoe because he did come back.
Why he's no longer on my JV squad.
Ooh, he was like, yes, sir, I got to drop off. Beep, beep.
And we are talking about Dusan Lajovic.
Yeah.
He gave Tiafoe today a whole biscuit in the first set. Tiafoe was like,
We are not.
7-5 in the second set, and then I had this bagel waiting on you.
Yes, it is. It is one of those, what you call it, when they got everything on it, the everything bagel.
Everything bagel. Yeah.
He was like, "This just for you, sir." So yeah, that was kind of funny. But for me, yeah, bro, I think that would be a great battle. I hope we get to see that battle.
Yes.
Yeah, bottom half. Yeah, I would hope that Diego can make his way through this draw. I feel like he had a good tournament last week, so hopefully he'll make another finals. I like Diego, so I'm hoping that he can come through on that bottom half. Even though, of course, we love our Tommy Paul. That's our guy. I know Tommy's got a good skill set on the clay. It'd be great if he could make it to the semis and him and Diego battle it out. That's what I would at least hope for.
Well, I tell you what, you never know what's going to happen in that first round matchup between Tommy Paul and Richard Gasquet.
That's right.
That could be interesting. And whoever gets through that, if Jiri Vesely come through and he picks back up playing when he skull dragged Djokovic, that could be very interesting.
Was that on clay or hard, though? I think that was hard, wasn't it?
That was on hard, but remember, the first time he beat Djokovic was on clay.
Oh, that's right. So, yeah, he does have a good clay game. That's right.
Yeah, so...
we'll see how those cheat days been going for him. Shout out, AJ.
But yeah, this could be interesting. I think, like you said, there's a handful of people that can walk away with this title.
Absolutely.
I'm probably quietly voting on Team. I need to see him back in the mix.
I agree. Yeah. As much as I love FAA, I really would like to see Team get through this draw and get him a title. I think that would be great for him on his comeback.
Right. Totally agree.
Yeah.
So in Germany, well, there's no surprise that the top seed in Germany is Sasha Zverev.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have Casper Ruud, Opelka, ding, 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 knock him out. Really. Christian Garin, Daniel Evans, Kecmanovic, and Van de Zandschulp.
Yes.
So what do you think about this one?
You know what? I tell you what, on that bottom half, I really would like to see that Kecmanovic Ruud matchup. I really, really would like to see that matchup.
Yeah.
I think they are guys that have similar style, frames, games, heavy games. I would really want to see who would come out of that one, because even though you would think it would be Casper with all of his titles, I think Ketch is on one. I think he is
on one.
He is feeling his game, and I feel like he ain't scared of nobody. So I really want to see that matchup.
Do you know what I saw on social media earlier today? They were saying if it wasn't for what Alcaraz was doing, everybody would be talking about Kecmanovic right now.
I could see that. Yeah, I can see it. Either him or Davidovich Fokina.
Mm-hmm.
One and two. Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I'm gonna take it even at the quarterfinal level, because down at the bottom, because Kecmanovic and maybe Basilashvili could be interesting, and then Ruud and potentially Van de Zandschulp.
Right.
Could be interesting. But
if I'm being honest with you, though, Bryce, I don't know that Hans is gonna get past Mackie McDonald. Because Hans he's a hardcore guy. I don't know about him on the clay, and I think Mackie has just enough of that, that guile or what have you. I think it might be tight on him. That's all I'm gonna say.
All right.
Sorry about that.
We'll stick with the Kecmanovic Ruud potential semifinal.
Yes, sir.
Now, what about the top half?
Okay, so Zverev, of course, he got the name. He should come through. I tell you what, if I'm hoping, though, that I would see that Opelka Zverev matchup, because I want Because, strangely enough, I remember there was a time when even Crazy Isner was really, really good on clay.
Right.
And so I'm wondering if that height could do some good things for Riley because it gives him enough time to set up and really lay into some of those shots because he should be able to hit through the court, similar to what Isner did. So I'm curious as to how he would play on clay and if he goes about it in an aggressive way. Because I believe he had a relatively good clay court season last year, right?
I think so. Yeah.
I thought this was about the time where he was kind of stepping up and actually getting some pretty good results. So, after seeing Garin go down the way he did the last week, I'm not putting any coins on him. So I I think it might be an Opelka Zverev semi.
It could be. Now, what has happened to Garin? Because we used to, when it came to clay and we saw his name, we used to be like, okay, there you go. He's going to be the victor in that one. What's going on with Christian?
That's a great question, Bryce. I don't know. I haven't really heard any news or seen any articles on him. I don't believe he's hurt. So it lends itself to just being, a little rusty and a little, just his mental ain't quite there at the moment. But yeah, he has not gotten a lot of good results. His name has definitely not been out there this season. So yeah, I'm not sure why, but hopefully, he can turn it around. But again, based off of what we saw last week, I'm not going to put no coins on him yet.
Right. So you're okay. So you're thinking maybe Opelka and Zverev. Are you thinking Zverev takes the title in Germany?
Actually, no. I think it's going to be whoever comes out of that catch Rude match.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna actually go a little sideways because Zverev, I don't know about him. I don't know. Some just ain't been quite right with him of late. So, and I can't put my finger on what it is, but I'm not confident enough to put any coins on him.
Okay, I get you.
How about you?
Yeah, you know what? I kind of, how we were talking earlier about, that loss for Ruud against PCB. There could have been a lesson in there for him. I think you might see that turnaround happen just right at this tournament.
I think I at least hope so because I like Casper.
Yeah, I think he's my favorite to win this tournament.
Yeah, right on.
So, something else I wanted to mention, I'm sorry about the tennis last week, and I just wanted to give this shout out. And Isaac, I haven't even had a chance to ask you your opinion on it yet. But last week on the Tennis Channel, they had Chris Eubanks as guest host. I was blown away. I thought he did I didn't see that coming from him.
I know, right?
No disrespect to him. I hope it doesn't come across that way. I guess I just didn't think of him in that way. And I thought he was amazing.
Oh yeah, I agree with you. Because we've seen Chris and we saw Chris playing at the World Team Tennis, and he's a fun-loving guy, kind of goofy, that whole bit, which is great because that's makes for a great personality. But I wasn't ready for the level of, I guess, confidence that he brought to his analysis of the game. I mean, he spoke like, I know what I'm talking about. This, I am a touring player. Ain't no ifs, ands, or buts. This is how I see it. And I really, really thought that showed extremely well for him. It was amazing. I thought he did incredible. I tell you what, because I was looking at the males, I was like, all right, I thought Nick Monroe was the standard, but shoot, Chris Eubanks got up in there and said, Nick, you better get out the way. No, and no slight to our boy Nick Monroe. No, Nick does a great job. But seriously though, Chris got up in there and really flexed out. He did some amazing analysis, in my opinion.
Yeah, like I said, I wasn't ready, and so congrats to him. It doesn't sound like this is something he's going to be able to do, obviously frequently while he's a player.
Right.
But shoot, I think old dude when he hangs the rackets up.
Oh yeah, he's for sure.
He's got a career there.
For sure. Just a great voice, like I said, great command. He got up in there and it was like no intimidation factor, no nothing. He was like, I know what I'm doing.
Exactly. Yeah. So shout out to you, Chris. We, like you said, we interviewed him at World Team Tennis. Just such a really nice guy, and continued success with that.
That's right.
So, Isaac, we said we're gonna get ready to bounce because we have a fire hot IG live session today.
Yes.
We'll talk about Chris Eubanks a little more. We're gonna talk about this Wimbledon ban on the Russians and the folks from Belarus. We're gonna talk about who on social media is not following who anymore.
Spicy.
Yeah, scandal. And we're going to talk about Sharapova's new project.
Yeah, there you go.
We'll leave it at that. So, any final words you had for our listeners this week, Isaac?
Always got to throw a shout out there for the merchandise. If you don't have any Brothers on Tennis merch, telling you, go on out there and go to our website, www.brothersontennis.com, the shop page, and check out the gear, man. Check it out. Buy you something. You'll feel good while you're wearing it. I guarantee it.
And if you didn't know, we do have a YouTube channel that you can subscribe to, and we'd like to see you do that. All of our podcast episodes are out there, as well as our video interviews. So lots of content out there. Get out there and check it out.
That's right. Like, subscribe, click the bell, y'all. Come on now.
I like the bell. That just made me think. But I had Del Taco.
March 19th.
Okay, we getting silly now. So, everyone, thank you so much for listening this week. We will be back next week to talk about the results from these two men's tournaments, but to also talk about how this Madrid Open is looking for both the men and the women. So everyone have a great week. And on behalf of the podcast, this has been your boy Bryce.
And this is your boy Isaac.
And we are Brothers on Tennis. Everyone be safe out there.